Damn, this decade is start off with a bang, and not the kind where people are going to be born in September. I know that's going to happen, but I'm talking about in terms of a global scale, the conflict that could potentially come from the Middle East at this point is like a couple roommates fighting. And it's not just one roommate isn't really doing much, but it's just one of the other ones has got this thing saying like, "Oh yeah, I want to mess with this mother effer," and then they start to just poke them. You know how it's like when your younger brother or something is like poking you with a stick. You're like, "Stop!" And he's like, "Yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it?" Pop, pop, pop. Poke 'em a little bit more until they get to the point where they get pissed off, and then they retaliate. And then guess what happens? The little brother goes to the mom and says, "Mom, mom, mom, he's gonna beat me up, beat me up," and they start crying about it. And it's all about attention. And like that little kid was bored, and he decided like, "Oh yeah, something happened in my life I'm not that happy about. Something maybe they were still feeling some feelings from an incident that 2 weeks before that they never worked out, and then they wanted to just initiate something, just to get a reaction, just to say like, all right, yeah, I control that." And that's the ego. The ego comes from the biggest ego abusers are the ones that have been abused. The ones that had parents that didn't care about them, or they had parents that abused them, or they had friends that abused them. Abuse creates more abuse. And countries act like people a lot of the time. As a whole, countries are like people, and you have to all get along with each other. And in this case of how things have been going down in the Middle East, I just see it as that. It's just people with big egos trying to poke each other with sticks just to see if we can get something going, because they're either bored or they have some unhealed abuse in their past. What can we do about it as regular people? We can reach out to our friends and family in places that are being abused, such as America, such as Iran, such as literally every goddamn country in this world, because everybody is getting abused in some way. It's not just us, it's everyone. If you look at Drew Binsky on YouTube, he goes to countries where, at least in America, media, we're told are bad places. The people are bad. They're our enemy. And that could be the first thing from the truth. He talks to people. He goes into villages and talks to them about their struggles. And they're the same struggles that we're going through. It's moms and dads. It's parents, families trying to take care of their kids. They're just trying to survive. They just want peace. They're out there working their ass off, trying to make a little bit of money just so that they can survive, eat, and have shelter, stay warm during the winter. What do we think we're doing? We go to work every day so we can have a house and pay for food for our kids so we can survive. Having empathy for our quote-unquote enemies is not wrong. It's right. It's what Jesus taught. It's what other prophets taught. All religions teach that you should feel for your neighbor. You should feel empathy for other people. So try not to get sucked into the media telling you that a country is bad, a place is bad. It's never the case. It's the people that are running the countries. They're the ones that get us into trouble because they're the ones that make the decisions for us. Sure, a lot of the time there are elected officials, but ego gets in the way, and ego is what is really the downfall, could be the downfall of everything. It's greed, it's insecurity, it's feeling like we have to be better than other people, when in reality we're all the same. All of us are the same. We're all just trying to survive. So let's keep that in mind as we go forward. Just have empathy. Feel what other people are feeling, and you'll realize that it's the same shit that you're feeling. and then you think, why would I want to hurt them? It'd be just hurting myself.